probably communicate with on a weekly basis, that we encourage each other, and we, you know, we've had cancer, we've had divorces, we've had all kinds of things, but we're there for each other. So love the institution, but really it was the people that was the biggest thing. And then the other institution of higher learning is Butler Community College, that is part of, the Andover campus is in my district, but the reason is because my children, two of my children have had super positive experiences there with small classes, professors that really knew them and were able to guide them along in some of the harder kind of classes. So those two things, those two institutions mean a lot to me. And Barb, I think we'll go to you next and then just go around the room. Great.
District. This is my second term. Institutions, I would say, that really influenced me. The College of St. Catherine, University of Minnesota, it's women's Catholic in the United States.
Like, we can't hear.
Sorry, I'll try to be louder.
Thank you.
111th District, real quick. 111th District, third year on this committee. University of St. Catherine. I am still in touch with all of my friends from college, and we go on trips every year. All this time. Also, I would probably say the risk of offending Fort Hays State University, which has been instrumental in town and my district. My kids went to Kansas State University. And all of my kids are good, hardworking, tax-paying citizens, and I think that's a very good influence. So,
thank you, Madam Chair. I am Mike Amix, and I represent the 45th District. I live in Lawrence, Kansas, and my district is Western Lawrence, Western Douglas County, and Northern Douglas County. So I have a pretty good time in having the home of the University of Kansas in my community. Very big. Have I been positively impacted by universities? I did start out at the University of Kansas, but I made a decision early on in life that I probably ought to take over my family's business, of which I did. I left the university, which I still have a lot of friends today, even only being at the university a year and a half. My wife is a graduate of Kansas State University, and my son is a graduate of Fort Hays State University. The positive impact of Fort Hays State and being in Hays, Kansas is shoot. Gives us a lot of connection with people in the West. And today they live in Pratt, Kansas, which has one of our community colleges. I think we're pretty impacted in our lives and really appreciate the opportunity that coming from local government and being a mayor of Lawrence in the past for several terms, I had the opportunity to have quite an impact in my life. Thank you. I look forward to it. This is my second year on higher ed.
Thank you, Madam Chair, colleagues. Good afternoon. I'm Jesse Burris. I represent House District 82, which includes part of Derby and basically all of Mulvane and adjoining rural areas. This will be technically my third term and my third year, I believe, on this committee. I was pleased to serve on it last biennium. As far as positive experiences with higher education institutions, I would have to, two come to mind would be, I attended WSU, Wichita State University, and then Washburn Law. I can't necessarily point to anything, uniquely positive, well, sorry, what I mean is my experience no particular experience is coming to mind right now, but what I'm getting at is overall, my time at WSU was positive, and my time at Washburn Law was positive. I thought they were great, higher education institutions. I got a great education at Washburn Law, and the professors were great, and worked well with my fellow students at the time, and it was just an overall positive experience. So, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you hear me all right? So my experience, Bill Riley, I'm the 80th district, which is Wellington, and so basically Sumner County, Cali County. My experience is a little bit different from the previous folks. No one in my generation of my mom and her relatives, all the way down to all of my cousins, had done any higher education. And so my route through higher education started in Nebraska, graduated from Nebraska with 2 degrees out of there, bachelor's degrees. Came down here to teach in Kansas, and during that period of time started some of my special education classes, classes through Emporia State. And starving teacher, I went to work for Hutchinson Community College as a part-time peon, and also worked for Butler County as a part-time person. And so that was kind of my exposure to 2-year colleges kind of thing. Then after that, worked out in the real world for a while, came back, did some classes at WSU, kept on working, taking more classes there, trying to get more education for my teaching, and then went back out into the world and was doing business stuff for a while, and then came back when we had 2001 and started working on my special education degree at Southwestern College in Winfield, so 4-year college again. Got my master's there. Since then, I've taken some more classes at Emporia State and WSU. Being a teacher and in the area of South Central Kansas, I've taken students to Pratt Community College, to Hutch, a lot of different, the 2-year colleges. And then finally, the important thing that has kind of affected my life in the last 4 years is the fact that Cali College in Arc City decided that they were going to expand, and they raised public awareness to a point that they were able to stimulate some tax money, that we were able to build 2 beautiful buildings there in Wellington and start a campus in Wellington. And so that effect of bringing Cali College has really affected me, because now it's personal right in my neighborhood. And so I've had a lot of background experience of a lot of community colleges, actually vocational schools around different places, and of course 4-year colleges. Thank you, Madam Chair.
My name is Brett Fairchild. I represent the 113th District. It includes all of Stafford County, all of Pratt County, a little bit of Rice County, a little bit of Barton County, and the eastern part of Pawnee County. I attended Sterling College, which is a small private Christian college, and I was definitely positively influenced by them. That was a college that my entire family attended, so it kind of became a family tradition. My parents and both my sisters attended it. And since our family, doesn't really have much history with other colleges, I don't know if I can really come up with another college, except I would just point out that I do have a community college in my district. Pratt Community College is in my district.
Representative Nguyen.
Good afternoon. Representative Aldenia Nguyen from Kansas City, Kansas, and this is my 11th term I was on the higher ed budget.
Thank you. Roger.
My best not to get any feedback back. No. I think you have to call IT because this room is wired for loud. We had this problem last year, I think, as well. Good afternoon. I'm Ken Rogers, 110th District. Many of you are familiar because we all served together the last couple of years. I'm glad to be on this side and welcome Chairman Humphreys. I served the last 2 years as chairman. And as you know, you should have given us fair warning, Madam Chair, you know, to come up with really just two that have impacted my life. I would say I probably would have a different story 2 years ago. And I'm going to be very political right now when I say, though, what I've learned over the last 2 years is that every institution in Kansas has impacted me in a positive way, mostly. Every institution in Kansas has a unique story. And that's one thing I hope that this committee learns, is sometimes, you know, my district, we're 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from a couple of community colleges, an hour away from Fort Hays State. But we have students from my district to go to almost every one of these institutions. And in this time of, you know, people watching television or reading things online and forming an opinion that's not your own on what higher education is, gets frustrating sometimes. You know, I came into the legislature now starting my 6th year, 6 years ago, having my own ideas about what higher education was and what a college education could have been. You know, I went to Colby Community College in Kansas State, and really, the bottom line is I'm grateful for second chances. I have taken some classes at Kansas City, Kansas over the years, Highland and other places, just trying to gain you know, more education on things and new and different technologies and so on. So, but I think right now, all these institutions have something that they bring, not only their communities, but all of us as a whole. And a lot of times we get focused on territories and maybe different programs or different things. But I really hope as we go about this process that we do kind of have an open mind and realize that every institution has positive experiences. If they wouldn't, they wouldn't be here because students wouldn't come. And so I will do my best to not put your bias of Texas Christian, you know, and no. But thank you. I look forward to learning a lot this year.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Go Big 12. I am Representative Brandon Woodard. I represent District 30, which is in Lenexa and Olathe. I'm in my second term, my third year on this committee, and excited to be back. This will be my second year as the ranking Democrat. I don't know where to begin. My parents, my mom had a high school diploma. My dad got his GED and was a semi-truck driver that didn't know what these institutions of higher learning were all about. I was a first-generation college student at the University of Kansas. So to go from someone who didn't know what they wanted to do with their life to be a first-generation college student, ultimately a student leader there, to then be a university employee, now a university fundraiser, and be sitting here as a ranking Democrat on this committee is a testament to what's possible in Kansas. And so it's really exciting to be here. My microphone stopped working. No, I scooted away too far. And so that's probably one of the institutions that I've lived and breathed since I stepped on Mount Oread 12 years ago. I come to this committee not showing my colors, though, and just support all of our institutions of higher learning at every level. And the other one is probably Washburn Tech. My brother, who was also one of the first in our family to go to a higher ed program, was a 3-time graduate from Washburn Tech here in Topeka. And so going from no one knowing what a higher learning looked like to us both succeeding and being here is really exciting. So I look forward to working with you all. I look forward to working with you, Madam Chair, and excited to see what we can get accomplished.
Great, thank you. And I would love to hear from staff if we could do that too. John, would you like to start us off? And this is my office assistant and our new committee assistant, John Gaunt, but I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you. This is my second year working on staff at the State House. This is my first year in a committee, so I'm learning a lot and appreciate your cooperation on all this stuff that we're doing and trying to get through all this virtual stuff. But I'm a graduate of Kansas State University. My parents basically stressed that we should have higher education, that to go someplace in the world, you should have the best education you can get. I remember my first year at Kansas State, all the hours I wanted to take, the check was for $251 for 18 hours of study. And then I graduated from there. I continued my education at Washburn and Wichita State when I was an agent for the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. And I just had great experiences working with both as investigator and also with people around the state, our level of education in Kansas. So I'm very appreciative of every work and every hour that your committee is going to do for us. And I think Kansans are very appreciative of all your hard work.
Drew, you want to go next? You okay? Okay. May I just, Drew, and tell me your position at least so I can share that. Okay, so you're kind of our IT person, and will you be with us most meetings or just till we get all these bugs worked out? Okay, all right, this is Drew. If y'all need anything, he is the expert. Okay, Shirley, would you share with us? Okay, thank you.
Sure. I am Shirley Morrow. I will be the lead staff for the Higher Education Budget Committee. I have the higher education budgets in addition to healing arts and pharmacy. I think the reason they gave me the higher education budgets is I have 5 degrees in higher education. And to welcome back Representative Wynn, my absolute favorite experience was obviously getting a degree in biology at Kansas Community College.
All right, I'll go next. Thank you, Madam Chair, Committee. My name is Martin DeBoer. I'm a fiscal analyst, and for this committee, I will present the State Historical Society budget and the Behavioral Sciences Regulatory Board. I have a plethora of other budgets that I will be presenting this session. My impact, higher education, graduate of Cloud County Community College. They provided me opportunity to continue my athletic career after high school, which ended up turning into a short-lived professional career overseas. And then finished my undergraduate in sports management out in Denver at Metropolitan State University of Denver, and made my way to Washburn Law, which then brought me here to you. So this will be my second session.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, my name is Norma Volkmer. I'm a fiscal analyst with Legislative Research Department. I have the state library budget for this committee. And this is my second session. In my higher education experience, I graduated from Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska. And I got a Juris Doctor from William & Mary College in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Thank you. And Zach.
Hi, Madam Chairwoman, members of the committee. My name is Zach Friedel. I'm with the Revisor of Statutes Office. Our office provides legal advice to members of the committee and the legislature. So for any of your drafting or amendment needs, please feel free to email me, contact me. My background, I attended Northwestern University for my undergrad and got my Juris Doctorate at KU. I come from a family of educators. My dad was a university professor and my mom was an elementary school principal for many years. So fully supported.
Okay, great. Thank you. I don't think we missed anyone. And Martin, go Pioneers. I am also a graduate of DU. That's where I got my GD. So great. Thank you all so much. I feel like I know you better. I feel like Representative Riley may win the award for mentioning as many institutions as he actually did. So what I'd like to do now is I'll back up a little. Probably that's what I need to do. What I'd like to do now is just mention, I think you all had the rules were emailed to you yesterday, late afternoon. I don't know if you have any questions. There was one thing I just wanted to clarify on the rules, and if anyone would like a paper copy, which I'm going to get to that paper issue in just a second, but if anyone would like a paper copy of the rules, you could let John know, and he will. Does anybody want a paper copy? Okay. If you did, you maybe have already printed one yourself. The one thing I want to mention that it may not have been clear is that in number, it's kind of number 19, 20, and 21. It's talking about if you are going to appear by WebEx and you're a member of the committee, which I'm really, thank you, each one of you, for coming in person. I want you to feel free to do whatever you would like to do. If you do come by WebEx, and if we are taking a vote, I don't want to sound too particular about this, but if we're taking a vote, you need to just not have a false background behind you, because we need to know that everyone is in the Capitol if we're doing a vote. That's kind of the situation with all of our votes in committee, and you know that we just need to all be in the same building. So if we're voting, please have your authentic office, whatever, behind you. So any questions about that? Y'all understand the reasoning for that? Okay, anything else about the rules? These are the rules. Does anyone have any questions? They're very similar to the rules in your other committees too. I don't think there's anything unusual or different really. That's great. The next thing I did just want to mention is the paper versus the paperless. We're all trying to do more paperless this session. Now, Shirley has assured us that when she is presenting the budgets, that she will go ahead and give us the hard copy, because I don't know about you all, but I know I like to mark things up and make notes, and that would be hard when we're talking the numbers and the budget analysis. So she will be giving us hard copies of that. Otherwise, most of the papers, most of the information you get will be paperless. Does that make sense? Okay. Sorry. Okay, the next thing I just wanted to mention is the agenda. So today we're just doing introductions. We're just talking about what we're going to do. I want you all to know that I will rely heavily on the past chairman and other members who have been here before to help guide me through this process too. I want everyone to feel free, if you have suggestions, to let me know how I can better be the chairman of this committee. I want to hear any ideas that you have. Also, as you all know, the way this committee works, so I think most of you know, the way this committee works is today we got the governor's budget. We saw that, and it's going to be interesting, and I don't know if you've had time to dig into that much, and especially with the higher ed, but we will. But until the institutions are ready to present their budgets, we are at a little bit of a lull in this committee. So it feels like we do nothing, and then starting right around the beginning of February, we will go quick succession and do lots of hearings of the budgets. So just kind of plan on that. But in the meantime, between now and the beginning of February, I do plan on having some informational hearings. If there is a particular topic that you know of that has to do with an institution near you or just overall, I mean, I think I'm going to have the independent colleges come and just kind of give us an overview of how they fit into all of this and different, you know, I'm going to have a few people come. We're going to have some informational hearings between now and when we start really bearing down with the budgets. But if you have something that you think would be interesting for the committee, please let me know and we can schedule that in. Does anyone do, because, and John and I today will be working on the agenda for next week. So we'll probably we may meet next week on Wednesday or Thursday, but we won't meet Tuesday or Friday. We'll be on the call of the chair, but I think unless something comes up, we won't have a meeting Tuesday or Friday, but possibly Wednesday or Thursday, but I'll let you know I'm trying to schedule something. And I also think Shirley may come one of those days to present some information to us. Okay, any questions about that in particular? Okay, Shirley, do you want to give us some wise words? Do you have anything that you'd like to that you would like to add? Because as you said, you've been doing this committee, and I'm sure I'm new, John's new. You know, you're the alumni here, so help. You know, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
Well, like I mentioned to you yesterday in the planning meeting, just let me know and we will go over what a budget analysis looks like, and I will explain the information that are in those documents. I'd be happy to do that and happy to meet with any one of you to go over the specifics of the agencies, and Martin and Norma as well, if you want to go over the budget analysis just to get some specifics on it before we present it to the full committee. We'd be happy to do that.
Is that something you think you could do next week for us? Would that fit in your schedule?
Sure, just let us know what day.
Okay, all right. We'll get with you this afternoon.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that was really all I had for today. Does anyone else have anything for the good of the committee or just questions? Representative Burris.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Do we vote on whether to adopt the rules today or next week?
So actually, and I don't know what the agenda said, we don't actually vote to adopt the rules. The rules are the rules of the chairman of the committee, but that's why if you have any questions, I would certainly entertain any questions, anything that you would like to know about. But there's not actually an official adoption of the rules. Representative Woodard.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had the same question. I was just wondering if you would entertain a motion to approve the rules as drafted.
I would, yeah.
Moved.
Do we have a second? Second? Okay, so there is a motion to approve the rules, which that's great with me. Does anyone have any discussion on that? Okay, discussion is closed. All those in favor of adopting the rules as written here, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Okay, thank you. So we have adopted the rules. Very good. Thank you. Okay, is there anything else anybody has? Anything I've forgotten? I'm counting on you veterans here. Anything? Okay. Okay, that's great. Then we are adjourned and you will be getting your agendas soon for next week. All right, thank you so much for being here. Excited about it.